Hello world. I know that I did not get a post in this morning, and already one of my subscribers let me know about that, so I apologize. Someone over here is sleeping, if you can see her. No? Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So that's why I'm facing this way. She's being very cuddly tonight. But yeah, so this morning I did get a verse done, just did not get it recorded, so I apologize again. So I was reading Isaiah 43. Let me see if I can get that in my Bible. Oh, hold on. My Bible's across the room. Excuse me, dog. She's like, I was sleeping on your foot. Alright, there we go. Yes, I'm coming back. Alright. Dogs and their need for a leg for pillow, huh? Alright, Isaiah 43, I think I said, yes. Talk about not being prepared, huh? Well, my Bible's not pulling up. I apologize. But anyways, I was talking this morning about the aspect of God and, the waves and God's provision and really looking into Him. And I don't want to keep it super long because it is getting late, but it was really awesome. So if you have time, I would totally suggest to read Isaiah 43. And if you have extra time, read Isaiah 60 because that's just as good. It popped on my phone today, so I thought to dive into that. And I was trying to make a video, but when it's like 4:30 or 5:30 and you need to be on the road by 6 and you have 15 minutes to get to your friend's house for the carpooling, you're kind of running tight. So I got to read it this morning in the car and discuss it with my friend, and that was pretty awesome. And let's see, the rest of the day, it was good. Nothing like crazy spiritual, nothing crazy different, but I do have to say that friendships and acceptance is really happening at work, and it is God's, it's God's amazing hand in the picture. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, starting to have some conversations. I am starting to understand Spanish, or at least parts of it, because now they're like pointing and saying something, and I'm like, yes, I got it. So it's a lot of puzzling to make sure you discern perfectly, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. So that's kind of cool. And the Lord is good. Language is almost as much a barrier as we make it to be a barrier. Language is really universal. Even though we all carry different languages, it's very, very universal, and we really can understand it, and God will give us the gift of understanding. I traveled to Guatemala once, and it was pretty crazy. I don't know why I'm telling the story, but I will. I traveled to Guatemala once and with a school trip, and it was pretty cool because I ended up sitting in this mega church. I mean, you think our churches are mega big? I call them car lot churches because there's always cars in them. It's like a parking lot that's constantly in motion. But this church was like the size of a football stadium, or even bigger, maybe even than that. It was massive. And everyone had these little headphone things, and they had translators, and it was just craziness. It was pretty cool to see that in Guatemala, though. But I ended up being able to sit through the whole message and getting the gist of it without a single, headphone piece, simply because God was telling me exactly what the message was. Other people were getting different perceptions, and they were laughing about things, and I was like, don't get that. But what was important was what the Lord was showing me. And through a lot of that trip, God spoke to me in that language, and I really was able to grasp that language, which was really interesting. And since then, I've kind of had an affinity for languages and understanding, comprehending. So even though I don't know what all the words mean, I'm not fluent at all. I definitely can listen to languages and kind of pick out sort of what's going on. But don't ask me to speak it. It's not my strong suit. But yeah, language is universal. So it is really cool to see that happening at my job. I never thought I would be in a job where I'm working hard physically and being surrounded completely by a different language, different culture, and their own perceptions. Were very anti against us English speakers. Very interestingly, but it was. My friend even came so close to calling it racism, which it could have been, but I think was also a lot of hurt by us towards them, or that the idea of us kind of having privilege, but by going there and working the same amount of hours, the same amount of man, I'm getting passionate. I'm starting to shake. But by going there and working, doing the same thing, not complaining, smiling and laughing and nodding and like pointing and stuff like that. Like we were able to kind of cover a bridge that probably hadn't been bridged in a while. And so like when we leave, now people like say something to us like they try their English too. It was really cool because they're actually trying to meet us. They're actually employing English. So that's really cool because they do know it. But why would they need to do that to a stranger, why would I deserve to have them speak English to me? Same thing like they deserve to have me speak Spanish to them. It's a two-way bridge. And it's just so cool to see that happening. I am getting passionate about this. But I care about people, and I really am starting to love these coworkers. I don't want to work here forever. I really don't feel like that's the long-term goal of God's plan for me to work in an egg packing plant. But I am blessed, and I'm very grateful, and it is good. But I am physically exhausted. I slept for like 2 hours as soon as I got home. And I am also like super mentally exhausted just because what are you going to do for all those 8 hours? You're going to stand there, you're going to do your job, and the printer would not print the dates right, so I was constantly checking every single egg carton. And let me tell you, there's at least a couple thousand in like a couple minutes. It's that crazy. But, I mean, to that extent though, like, it was pretty mentally taxing because I'm sitting there, I'm just like, okay, Lord, what else can I talk about? Let's see, I've covered this, I've covered that, I prayed about this, oh, let's create a story, let's do some art, oh, let's start naming cats and dogs because why not? So if I have a cat, I might name it King Arthur. Not sure. Or Baltazar. I kind of like that one too. But I even had a story come up in my head, so I can't wait to write that down and share it with you all because I know you guys are going to love it. It's going to be about a little elephant that is different, but has learned to accept its differences. It's going to be a cute little story. I haven't done children's stories in a while, so I'm really excited to share that. I know I am going long and I'm probably rambling at this point, but I just wanted you guys to know a little bit what was happening today and to make sure I fill you guys in since I'm only running one post today. I will try to be on top of it tomorrow and be less exhausted. It is late, so I should say good night, and then I love you, world, and I hope you are doing great and staying safe and healthy. We are going to get those numbers of COVID-19 down, aren't we? We are going to do this with Jesus' help because he is awesome and amazing. So, like my dog says, it is past my bedtime. So, good night, world. I love you. Virtual hug. Bye.